Today we're using a concrete resurfacer called Rapid Set NewCrete. And we're gonna take this broken up slab and make it look like fresh, brand new concrete. And as usual, we're gonna try to do something really cool with this product as well. So let's just get to it. Also, I don't know if you know this, but my patrons are awesome! Now, just like any other resurfacer, the NewCrete's gonna go on at about an 1/8 inch thickness. You really don't need it to go on any thicker than that, but it can go from a feathered edge all the way up to a 1/2 inch thick. So you can fill in minor voids and cracks. Anything over a 1/2 inch, like we've got going on here though, you've gotta patch that up with something like the Cementol. Beauty about this is that it'll be cured in 1 hour, so 1 hour later, you can go on top of this with the NewCrete. But just like any other project, we gotta make sure that our substrate is clean, free of loose debris, free of oils and greases, especially free of paint. Then we wanna make sure that our substrate is damp with no standing water, and that way it will allow our resurfacer to bond to that surface really well. Now, the thing I love about Cementol is that not only does it go up to 4 inches thick, but it goes all the way down to a feathered edge. And that allows me to really blend in these patches. Pay absolutely no attention to all the smoke that's going on behind me from my smokeless fire pit. I had a lot of twigs to burn, so I had to remove the cap because I was making such a big fire. On with the project. All right, now that I've got all my Cementol placed, I could either trowel it with the steel trowel to make it nice and smooth, or I could take a damp sponge and blend everything in and kind of give it a rough texture for something for the NewCrete to bite into. All right, now we've got this blended really well. I've magically made the cracks all disappear, but I'm gonna give this an hour to set up before we do anything else. All right, the Cementol has cured for 1 hour. My belly is full of lunch, but slab still looks like shit. But that's okay because that's where the NewCrete's gonna come in and it's gonna tie all this patchwork together, make it look like one cohesive, fresh new slab. But here's a really good example of a resurface I did on my front porch 2 years ago. Link to that video right here. And it looks just as good as the day I resurfaced it. There's no cracks, no flaking, no delamination of any kind. Now these dark spots down here, that is from overworking it. So that discoloration, that's my bad. There's also some threaded rods here that I never removed, so the rust is bleeding through. Again, my bad. So all the trolls that want to go ahead and go in the comments and say that that's not going to last 1 season, you can suck it before you get started. And I always love to forget this before I start mixing, is make sure that you have a squeegee and a concrete broom, because it is imperative that you have these 2 items to do this project. I can't tell you how many times I forgot to set these 2 tools up, mixed, then had to run to the shed to go set these up as the resurfacer is setting up as I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Squeegee, concrete broom. The mixing ratio on this is 4 parts product to 1 part water. I like to go for pancake batter mix. Also, make sure that you mix it up in small amounts at a time. Don't mix more than you think that you can work with before it cures and finish. But a good rule to stick to, just work 1 slab at a time and you should be good. Go, not that way. And it just kind of becomes about pushing it and pulling it around. If you mix it up too thick like peanut butter, this pushing and pulling becomes much harder. Now, if you have any vertical surfaces to do, this would be the time to do it. Now I'm just gonna run the concrete broom across this nice and evenly. All right, all done. Just gotta let that sit for about an hour before we get any foot traffic. See what this looks like all dry and cured. Beauty about this stuff is that you are not supposed to have to water cure this. But if you're doing this on a really hot day and this thing seems to be setting up way too fast, then definitely give it some light mistings. Give it a little bit of water curing. Normal 70-degree weather, don't even worry about it. So this is actually after a full day cure. After a couple hours, it was still a bit blotchy from curing, so I didn't want to present it like that, but here it is. I don't know what that was. And you would never know that I crushed this slab with my F-150. Now you've extended the life of this slab by several years, and you saved yourself thousands of dollars. And it's super durable. Ooh. Not too bad for something that's on there probably less than 1/8 of an inch. But how do you take something like this and just take it just one step further? Let me show you. This is one of my favorite concrete projects that I've ever done, but it's always been missing something. From the beginning, I had always planned on staining every other section to just give it some more visual appeal, but I still haven't found a concrete stain that I've fallen in love with yet. So I think that this is the perfect opportunity to do something different. This time, gonna add some liquid color into it. Give it a charcoal look. How much? An applesauce container full. Maybe half of a applesauce container full. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely half. That turned out way cooler than I expected. I mean, that really brought it to life, don't you think? And that was very quick, easy, and cheap to do. By the way, link to this video right here, as well as plans and dimensions in the description below. I bet you could think of about 100 things to do with a project like that. And that is how you save yourself a ton of money and time. See you in the next one.